Hello, leaders, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. Well, today I want to provide you some traveling tips that my wife and I learned from going to San Diego last year. We spent last week in San Diego at Social Media Marketing World 2019. And although I'm recording this episode before we actually get back, actually before we even leave to go, I can assure you that we had a great time. And I'm kind of going out on a limb here because it was amazing last year. And that's why we bought tickets before we even left the conference last year for this year. And I know it's going to be great. But last year, we learned a valuable lesson. And that was to schedule an extra day or two when you're going to someplace new. You see, last year was the first time we'd ever been to San Diego. And the conference was so packed. The schedule was so packed back to back to back. I mean, from early in the morning till, 6, 7 o'clock at night. And man, you were pretty much wiped by the end of the day. And basically the only thing you had energy to do was to go get some dinner and then flop in bed. So this year we were a little smarter. All right. Or at least I hope we were. So we planned, the conference starts Wednesday at noon. We are flying out Monday. And by the time you listen to this, we flew out Monday, the Monday before you're listening to this. And that gave us a whole day and a half, almost 2 full days of just relaxing and an opportunity to see a little bit of San Diego. Now, granted, 2 days isn't a whole extra lot of time, isn't a huge amount of time, but thanks to numerous friends on Facebook, all it took was a simple request for me to send out and say, hey, I got 2 extra days in San Diego. What should we do? And it was just like I was overwhelmed with more than enough ideas and some good recommendations on what we should do. So we've already figured out what we're going to do before we even left to go out there. And we kind of planned our days. The first couple days out there are going to be the best days weather-wise. So, I mean, we're geared up. We're ready to go. And so I guess it's a 2-part tip here. The first one is to schedule extra time whenever you're traveling to a new place so you can check out the area and see the local events or local tourist traps or whatever. And secondly, when you don't know what to do when you're going to an area, just turn to social media and ask your friends, and they will be more than eager to share. Hey, that's it for today. Join us tomorrow as I will probably share some valuable tips that I took away from the Social Media Marketing World Conference. And man, if it's half as good as last year, I'm going to have a couple weeks of stuff to share with you. And if you're listening to this on a podcast, that's a form of social media. If you're watching it on YouTube, that's definitely a form of social media. And hey, by the way, if you aren't watching on YouTube, it's a little bit longer, but I add a little bit extra value and I don't edit those versions. So you get to see how goofy and how awful I am before I edit these down. But you also get some valuable tips and you can kind of see me get excited in certain areas and you get a little bit of extra value every day. So that's it. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate you. And until tomorrow, run to your challenges.